to the ThaWoWSignalz Podcast. Is one of your hosts, AG.
It's your other host, Popo.
And special guest, Matthew from Boston.
I thought you was going to come up with like a nickname.
I don't know,
Matthew from Boston works.
Matthew from Boston.
I like Matthew from Boston.
It reminds me of like the Boston Tipton from like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Alright, but what are we going to start off with? Well, what's the deep topic of today?
Let's talk about your experience with college.
My experience with college?
Yes, so far.
I mean, I have remedial classes, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, damn.
I have one class and it's history. It makes me absolutely terrified.
I mean,
they have me down for liberal arts as a major, but what I would prefer, I just want to do graphic design.
I mean, I'm doing music education.
You want to be a teacher?
Yeah.
You want to be a Mr. Acor?
That I'm not trying to.
So then you're trying to be a Mr.
I'm trying to be like
Martinez,
like Miss Sweet in a way.
No, I genuinely just want a class that teaches me more about graphic design and really just gets down to the basics, because I don't know about liberal arts is just basically a major where it just has a lot of jumping points that I can go to any field that I so please. So it kind of reminds me of what I want to do, which is like a multimedia major, which is basically like any place where they need art, I can be hired.
Yeah.
So, like, you need your room redecorated, I'm your guy. If you need a new website, I'm your guy. If you need a new clothing design, art pieces, I'm your guy. And the reason why I like the idea of being a multimedia major is just because the job can't get dull.
Yeah.
Because at time to time, like, when you draw so much, you don't want to draw no more. But, like, one day I could literally be drawing, and the other day I could be doing some construction. Yeah. So it's like always keeping myself like excited, and plus you don't know, like, having a field that's so spontaneous and it will be so like you don't know what's the next day.
True.
You're just gonna have fun, and I wouldn't mind having a job that I have to travel a bit.
It's totally fun, right?
Because like the one thing is like, let's say for me and Karina, I would love that my job gives me the opportunity to go anywhere. So what basically means is that, because she wants to be an accountant. An accountant is basically an open agent.
Yeah.
And you can go to any field that basically just needs an accountant.
Yeah.
So she will probably be able to travel with me from place to place. And since she has a job that basically everybody needs, it shouldn't be that difficult.
If you get famous, you can deadass just like hire her and shit.
Yeah, I could just have her as an accountant.
But don't you worry, like, if people are not going to hire you, like, to
well, then that's kind of like part of the thing about
for the people who say that they love your style, you'll hope that they actually do.
Yeah, because like as a music teacher, you know how much job openings there are, right?
Yeah.
It's not that many.
Jayla wants me to do. She wants to get one of her first. She wants her first tattoo to be one of my pieces, which is like that's very nice to hear. That like somebody wants your work, something that you came up with, permanently on their body. But I think for like a side hustle, I'm gonna learn how to do tattoos. I just need someone to teach me.
And weren't you looking for tattoos? Like,
nah, I'm not interested in getting any tattoos. I can barely keep my wallpaper the same, so I can't imagine keeping one thing on my body for forever.
True.
You can't just have like AG on your shoulder.
It's too tacky. Like, why do I need my name on my shoulder?
Like, you already know.
Like, I know my name.
So that when you die, if someone finds your body and you're still rotting, they'll be like, "Oh, AG."
I remember that guy. I followed him.
Where would I die and I'm still going to be rotting and nobody's going to find me?
I'm saying, like,
is this something you have planned for my futures I hear? Is this something you want to tell me? Like, is this something you want to speak about?
Nah, we good. I wasn't thinking about trying to slit your throat while you sleep. Nah.
Yeah, sure you are.
Nah, it would be nice to have something that just basically keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
But also, it would be nice to get that job at Marvel, where it's just like the lead visual artist. And even if I'm not I would prefer being the lead, just because it's like, if I'm working at someplace for so long, I would want to be the top of the top. Especially if you're going to teach me the top of the top stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, there's this guy, I forgot his name. He did the suit design for Mysterio and Spider-Man for the latest movie. Mm-hmm. And those things were beautiful.
Like he actually like sat there and like built it.
So,
He sat there and he built it.
nah, it's not that he sat there and built it. He came up with the design, so he did the concept art.
Yeah.
And I think concept art isn't a bad thing because one, I'll need to know how to do graphic design to have concept art, and concept art could be as weird as you want. And sometimes, like I think some of the monsters that I draw would be perfect for like Doom,
Silent Hill, Resident Evil,
anything scary.
but
You know?
What about that one guy that came to arts?
Oh, the guy for the posters.
Yeah.
But that dude was so unhelpful.
Really?
Yo, like I spoke to him and everything, and like I was trying to get some insight.
Eminem?
No. It was some dude who came. He went to Cumberbatch's class like our junior year, and he was like promoting Infinity War, and he was talking about how he's one of the how he makes the posters over there, and I was so interested because he has a job that I would love to have.
Yeah, because you're into Marvel.
Yeah, it's one thing being into Marvel, but it's just like, yo, your kid's gonna grow up with my version of the character. The costume I did, you're gonna go buy the toys that I came up with. Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool.
Like that's gonna have like my name stamped on it, and for my name to be part of Spider-Man's history would be awesome. Growing up from a kid watching the '90s series, hell, I'll take it further back to Spider-Man and his amazing friends, you know, and now being able to do my own version on the character, that would be lovely. You know, but also, like, it doesn't only have to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man would be the one that I would love to do the most, but I'll be grateful to do any character.
Yeah.
And also being able to, like, let's say work on the movies or the TV shows, that would be crazy. Plus, I'll be working for the biggest company, the biggest movie company in the world, against one of the biggest companies in the world with Disney behind me. Like that's crazy. You know?
Yeah. What, like, going back to having a multimedia thing, like, there's like a lot of shit that I already want to do. Like, I'm already making beats. I'm already drawing a little. I already got my hentai on the side, and you know, there's like a lot of things that I'm trying to do. It's just more so trying to find that just like the financial backdrop to do it.
By the way, just to say this, I've always wanted to do this. By the way, the links are going to be in the description. Me and Zaire have come up with two separate websites. They're both going to be places where you can buy our work. For me, it's agnationart.com.
And for me, it's moonmanstation.net.
For me, you will be able to find my artwork, my merchandise, you know, anything that you can do to support me. I should be starting a Patreon hopefully soon, just for like any people who just want to support. But you can also support by either helping out the Patreon or buying stuff off of our websites.
And you can support me by just going to my page. I don't have any merchandise set up yet. The only thing that I have is my full discography and my art library, which is both are steadily growing. In the future, you know, there's a lot of things that I would like to do. I'd like to, you know, sell shirts, magnets, merchandise, all of that. But just, you know, go into the links in the description, support.
Yeah, sooner or later, me and him are going to be doing some collab pieces, both on like merch and art. You know, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming from me and Zaire, so look forward to it in the future. But to continue on what you were talking about, the multimedia, how you were doing your art, you got your music on the side.
Yeah.
You continue, finish off what you were saying.
No, what I was saying, like, mainly, it's just trying to find a financial backdrop, but also trying to, like, focus on what to do first.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, by the way, you can gain that up. Nah, we stop. That's coming soon.
But fuck, I lost what I was gonna say.
But talking about things that we would like to do. For me, man, again, like just having that job that I can go around. But Matt, do you want to work at arts?
Actually, Mr. Ickwood is retiring in 4 years.
So you're gonna want to take his position?
That's a possibility. And
That would be tough.
but here's the thing, though. I'm having a mini dilemma where I'm trying to do a master's program at my school at UMass.
You wouldn't be able to do what like Cumberbatch does because like he was able to do his master's.
Yeah, that's the
while he was
thing.
still teaching.
No, that's when Miss McDonald did that too.
Yeah,
Like he
you
got
should
a
be-
master's. Well,
Yeah, you should be able to do that.
I could, but the thing is, I wanna like stick with UMass because I like their program, what they do. And,
But
you know,
you
it's
you also want to stay at arts. You want to be local.
yeah, that's another thing. So I'm like facing a dilemma, but
If anything, I think what you can just do is you probably just don't have to assign your kids that much homework. There's less stuff that you need to grade, and plus, I think the best teachers are the teachers that gives the kids experience.
exactly. That's why I'm a teacher.
Start as like a sub. No, I'm sorry.
Nah, because substitutes don't get respect.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, like that's why I actually want to be a teacher because you know,
I've respected some substitutes.
like going through high school, like as a student, there's some things that could definitely change, like you know, some teaching attitudes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And there's teachers like Miss Calais, who I had. I'm not sure if you guys have them.
I've had her before.
I've only
You did,
just
right?
like
Yeah, she's very nice and like it's
I've
that's
heard
a
that she
teacher
could
that I
be-
want to be. I want to connect with the students and be, you know, someone just like her.
I think,
Shout out to Miss Calais.
I think personally for me, if I were to become an art teacher, I would probably be a mixture of Thomas and Linehan. But if kids are being lazy, I'll pull out that inner Fairfax.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like I'm going to be rough with you. But the one thing I respect about Fairfax is just like I didn't always appreciate it because like sometimes it was genuinely aggravating. But I understand why he does it. It's like it's not a Fairfax piece. It's a your piece. But I think what Fairfax needs to do is just be a little bit better when it comes to constructive criticism. You know.
Yeah, because it's
Like
it's one thing to like you be a parent and you let your child like wander off into the world and you just like look into it at a distance so that they can like harbor independence and a sense of freedom early. But then there's another kind of thing where they start doing dumb shit and you don't pick up on that.
Yeah, you got to steer them in the right direction.
Yeah.
But for like Miss Thomas, I understand being mean in the beginning and then like slowly warming up to your students because you don't really want them to like. You don't want them to take advantage of you. For Linehan, I just love the philosophical conversations. He's a teacher that you're going to have to put your brains in.
Mr. Linehan really was the teacher that like got me to really start thinking about my own art. Because for Miss Thomas was like all fundamental. She would teach you she taught you how to gesture draw, how to contour draw, how to shade.
Yeah, but she did exactly what her job is. She's supposed to teach you how to draw.
She's supposed right? She taught me she taught me the bare minimum building blocks of drawing, right?
Yeah.
Then you had Mr. Richardson, who was just more about
experimental. I'll give him like he was very creative. He was very supportive of the idea.
Just like art, not just in the sense of what's on the paper or what's on the canvas, but like how you express yourself.
Yeah.
And kind of like I never really had an issue with him. I always thought he was an easygoing guy. Kind of my critique would be like when I was going through high school and I had a teacher like Mr. Richardson, I was still like wondering like what am I gonna draw about? I wasn't like Alex who already had like when you started, I feel like you just genuinely had a passion, and that passion just turned into a talent, and now it just keeps like doubling over on itself. I feel like for me, I genuinely just had like a talent, because like sometimes I'll just sit there and I'll just draw something random, and then people will be like, "Oh," but it's like I was just drawing for the sake of drawing, not for the sake of expression. So after you kind of go through the fundamental things of, doing it right and then expressing was like, wait, I can express myself? How do I do that?
The one thing that happened to me was just I got tired of just drawing shit that people thought looked cool.
True.
Like I got tired of like, yo, I'll get that shit tatted, but you won't buy it off me. You would just be like, yo, that kid could really draw Spider-Man, and it was just like, I've been through enough that people tell me I should write books, but I don't like writing. I'll prefer drawing it. So it was just like to the point where I had to sit down with myself and was just like, okay, what do I want to do? Like, do I want to be the guy who just draws the skull with the flowers and the snake and the spider and make it look cool with the falcon? And people just be like, yo, I'll love to get that. Yo, I'll put my mom's name on it. Like, no, I got tired of that. At that point, it was just like, I'm tired of doing the bare minimum. I'm tired of the black and white. I don't want to do none of that. My life isn't black and white. I'm a very happy person, but my art says completely otherwise. With Fairfax hammering down the idea down my throat that I should stop drawing, characters I'm not getting money for, I might as well start making my own. It just took, like, genuinely, it just took that day with Jeremiah where, like, me and him, it was competition. It took that day of competition to, like, truly just wake me up, because Jeremiah is one talented kid, and that's something nobody can ever take from him. He has a genuine talent when it comes to art.
Shout out to Jeremiah Florent.
Yeah, I haven't spoke to you in a minute, bro, but I hope that you're doing fantastic in college. But it just came to that one day. I think it was me, him, Tamani, and Miss Thomas. We were in class, and I'll say the story previous before that, but me and Jeremiah were like talking about who's going to get MVP artist. And he was just like, I'll give you a credit, but I'm going to take it. I was just like, you good, but I got this in the bag. And
Wait, who got it at the end?
I won.
Oh, yeah, that's
I won. But I wasn't, at this point, it's just like, I won it, but it was like, dang, like, it was nice to feel like there was genuine competition in the school sometimes, because I could give you all the credit in the world that you was good, but if you just gonna sit there and just be like, bro, I didn't really feel like drawing that. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, bro, like, I gotta worry about him. He doesn't want to draw. So, like, what am I gonna do? Put you there? No, I'll put you here, and then when you start drawing, you won't earn that here. It was the idea of being consistent, and the person that was matching up to me was pretty much Jeremiah. And then you have Paverson. Paverson's a talented kid, but he can't take criticism. He thinks his artwork is amazing and that there's nothing else that he can do to fix it, and that's where he just stays in his ways. Then he's just going to stay in that way. But it was the idea that I'm going against somebody who's willing to adapt and who's also doing something similar to me. I like the idea of space, and so does he. I have my alien, he has his astronaut. And it's just like, oh, okay, touche. So like, I'm like, okay, touche. Like we could go back and forth. Me and him was supposed to do a mural for the science department. Me and him never got a chance to get around doing it because we were waiting for Miss Morris to come up with the paint, and by the time she got it, I was getting my diploma walking across the stage.
Oh wow!
So
you're like,
yeah, no, like if arts ever wants me to come back and do it,
yeah, of course,
but that's like years down the line, like, and I'll have to get paid for that. Like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love arts. I'm very proud to say that I went to the first school of the arts in the nation.
I feel like I would do it for free. Like, just give me the supplies, I'll do it.
That's true.
It depends. Then that all just depends on how much time I got on my hands.
Yeah. If it's a lot of time.
Then, if it's a lot of time, then I'm going to need some form of.
If I had if we get this going and we got our money straight, and then it's like free, then.
If I'm earning money,
all 2 weeks,
yeah.
I'll do it for free. You'll do it for money, regardless. Just showing love.
If I'm making money just off of like let's say if my website is just booming, right? I wouldn't have to work that 9 to 5 because I got my website going crazy. Yeah. So I'll be then I wouldn't mind doing it free. I'm just not going to be able to pay for any supplies. Yeah. But to finish off what I was saying, it was really nice having that competition. Yeah. And I grew up and I just flat out said that, using colors to give people a certain vibe and a piece was nice. Because the one thing that I can say was in sophomore year, I was with a lot of people. I felt like myself, but I didn't really feel like I found me yet. And then with Tamani gave me that good kick in the balls that I felt like I needed. I needed a shift. I needed a change, right? She hit me in a place I never thought I'll get hit, but she hit me. But before she hit me, she gave me a lesson, which was, Alex, you're a good artist, but your artwork ain't deep. It don't say like it. What's the message? What are you trying to say? And she really made me sit there and say, what am I trying to say? I didn't know how to convey it. So I spoke to this girl named Naisha, which I don't speak to Naisha no more. But if she ever hears this, I'm wishing you the best from wherever you are. I hope all your dreams come true, and hopefully someday down the line, me and you will be able to speak. But again, wishing you a lot of love from afar. But yeah, so with Tamani, I gotta give her props, because I feel like if she would have never said what she would have said, I don't know how deep my artwork would be now, because now every time I tell an art piece, it's a story. Now I just feel empty if I'm just drawing just to draw. Like, I have to tell a story in it, And when it gets to that point where she kind of put me in that predicament, it was like, all right, I'll make a piece. But my mind was going crazy, so I was like, how do I draw my mind going crazy? So I literally drew my mind open, and that was like the second piece I got into the North Museum.
Your mind open?
Mm-hmm. It was me with the braids. I'm like looking straight, and then I had like a bunch of stuff coming out of my head. I have a picture on my Instagram. I'll show you once we're done with the podcast. But it was just like, okay, a lot of people like that. Now what do I do? I spoke to Naisha, and she was just like, you drew me a beautiful flower. How about you try it again? But I was just like, a flower is just a flower. I don't care about no damn flowers. She was like, all right, now make it personal. How do you do it? So I was like, you know what? I'll do a gas mask, right? And I was just like, she was like, why is that? I was just like, because when I'm walking in downtown, I feel like I need a gas mask because everybody's wearing fucking cigarettes.
Yeah.
I mean, like smoking cigarettes and just doing this, and it feels terrible. I feel like there is no fresh air. So I was like, oh, a flower could work good with it, because a flower look fresh, and then you have like something to counterbalance it, which will be the gas mask. That's the story behind him. And
That's tough.
I know, right?
That's tough.
Right?
That's tough.
But then it was just more like, okay, how do I play with it? How do I play with my art so someone genuinely understands what I'm saying? And then I forgot I think Jeremiah took a picture the way that I took pictures. Now, this is very childish. Jeremiah took a picture the way that I normally took pictures, and I didn't get credit for it. But now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, bro, he took the picture. Why do I need credit for it? And then I thought about it, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I got a tough ass idea. So I don't know if Karina was there the night that I did it. Yeah, she was. This is when me and Karina were just talking. We weren't even dating yet.
Was this junior year?
Yeah, junior year. And I sat at my desk for like 2 hours, and I was like, I'm about to come up with an iconic piece. Watch me. And then she was like, okay. And that's when I created the alien with the asthma pump.
No way.
Yeah. And I was just like, I did the pen work. I was like, yo, this looks tough. Watch me. She was like, okay. She was like, I like your style, so I can't wait to see it. She was being all supportive. And then I finished it that night. I didn't know the colors I was going to use. I didn't have no ideas what I wanted to do. All I know is I wanted a nice, tough, chill back. Yeah.
Wait, so she was there when you first drew that alien?
Yeah, she was on Skype with me. Me and her were talking. And I was just like, I want to draw something that says me to the finest degree. Yeah. And I was like, what says me? I don't always feel like I fit in. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm in a group. This was in a period where I didn't know where to bounce from because I felt like all my friends weren't really my friends. So I felt alienated. So I was like, fuck it, let's do an alien. And I was just like having the asthma pump. I was just like, I'm tired of always people seeing asthma as like it's such a bad thing. Like you gotta hide in the corner and go like, nah.
Fresh
Space. Get it now. Now I was just like, you know what? I was like, fuck it. Let's make Asma look cool. Right? And then she told me, she was like, yo, you sound funny as hell. And I was like, it sounds funny, but watch what I do. And then I was just like, okay, I need bright stuff. I need colors that are going to pop out. And I came up with it. And that thing has not changed since. Like, I love that character. That's why, like, I can't sell that piece. It means too much.
That's like literally the genesis.
Like that. That's me.
That was the day Alex Guzman died and AG began.
Like, they're like, oh, like, no.
Not fortunate, but you know,
GA.
But you know, like, that piece means so much. And I felt like it's kind of nice that I left the original with Miss Thomas. Right? Because Miss Thomas was like so by the book that she didn't want us like experimenting with something different. You know, she was just like, nah, stick to the books. This is what I want you to do. And me and Jeremiah was like, we know how to draw. We know what we're doing. Let us have some fun with it. And she was like, you know what? Find it for homework. Make yourself turning into something. So I cut up my face. I put an alien behind it. But that was before like I did the actual like Breath of Fresh Space, right? And I was like, I like that alien idea. And then later on, she was just like, okay, you guys want to do something crazy? Go ahead, give it to me by the end of the by tomorrow. Show me what you got. And then that became my most iconic piece in high school. That was the piece people kept saying I see everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I didn't expect that piece to make the senior flyers, but I was damn sure happy. Yeah, everybody just But you know, but it was just getting in that level of just like, okay, I'm starting to understand and love me even more now. Now, how do I kick it up a notch? I got the gas mask, I got the alien. Now I need my squad. What is my squad? What is the album cover? That's what I always considered it. What's the album cover? And then I sat down with Linehan, and he was just going on a lecture, right? And he was just talking and talking and talking, and he had me hooked on every word, right? And he was getting me back into the side where I was into politics. I like being one of the smartest people in the room. I like when the vocabulary. He was like, I like when the vocabularies, you know, when I feel good. So I was just like, I feel like an old head, but I still feel young. What is a good way to interpret that? And I like to always show a new and different message. Came up with the TV. I like the idea of the pimp coat. I thought the pimp coat was just a nice added spice, right? Because you never see me wear it. But I like the idea of having the TV. And that's when I made the piece with the TV, like sending the message.
Because like you talking about old and young, like this is gonna be off topic, but you know, I woke up this morning and I went to sleep 5 a.m. last night. Just like listening to like Miles Davis, So What or Blue, and this morning I woke up and I listened to some Isaac Hayes, and as I'm sitting there, I'm just low key thinking to myself like, this came out mad long ago, and it's still like tough as hell. Yeah. So like, and then like. I was with my dad and my little brother, and the show that we like to watch together is Family Matters. Mm-hmm. And something that really like gripped me a bit. There was an episode where one of the daughters wanted to have a Black History class, and she walks into her locker and the words "nigger" is sprawled out. This is a kids' TV show with the word "nigger" in the 1970s. Wow. You didn't hear that. You didn't do that. Like, basically what I'm saying is that, like, the TV acts as a portal to both, like, the old and to the young. It's like where time doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Back to what you were saying.
But yeah, I wanted to see that for, like, whenever I felt like there was an important message to say, that's when I'll use a TV character, and that's why I use a TV character in the America piece. And Linehan, again, he influenced me by saying, the bird sees everything, but people rarely see the bird. That's why I called that piece The Bird. And what I did was I had a young black African-American male using his phone instead of paying attention to what's around him. And he's in a school, and everything that he's supposed to learn is black and white. Everything else is colorful. And then I have a sunset over a graveyard.
Wow. That's very deep in that.
Right? And
it's like the death of education.
It's the death of the education that they're trying to show us now, because it's just like
it's not both the death of death of education. It's death of the will to be educated. The age of stupidity.
That's not a bad idea.
The age
of stupidity. But then for the final one was just, I grew this level of appreciation later down in life, which was just, it's okay to have these little small moments and just enjoy them for what they are. Like, slowly I'm slowly becoming one of those people who are like less and less taking out their phone to videotape what's going on, and just more living in the moment and be willing to tell the story. So I was just like, okay, I need a 4th edition to the album. Now, what do I use? Because every single one of those things has a trait of mine. So I was confused. What do I do? What do I use? How do I use it? And then I was like, you know what? A snow globe. Snow globes are used to trap moments. They keep moments in a little case that you can share them to the world. Now, I have tons of moments. Now, how do I interpret that? So, what I did was, that's when I made the snow globe guy. And I have him meditating, because this became the time where you showed me lo-fi music, and I stopped liking, the raw, the OD, the loud music. I started growing more towards just nice, chill. Not everybody gotta yell. Not everybody has to scream. It's okay when we do it. It's okay when we get hyped. But just sit down, feel the cool breeze, and listen to the music. And let the music tell you what you're going to do next. And that's where just the colors started popping up, the ideas. And then with that idea of having moments, I'm just like the idea that I gave you about your music. You want to get people to feel like they're in a third-person point of view with you through your life experiences. I like that. But this is how I did it. I used my work. So what I did was the alien on the bus, which is most likely the animation that you're going to see in this video. The alien on the bus was supposed to show my day-to-day and how happy I was with it. On the bus, always with either a new or old piece, working on it. So people, one, already got off. I'm an artist. I draw, right? And I always have my music in, ready to be inspired by something new. Right? And the piece doesn't have to be no epic Attack on Titan, nothing crazy. It's just boom, right there. This is something I consider epic. This is something I consider peaceful. This is something that's my inner peace. And I'm giving you the ability to see it, not from my perspective, from someone seeing it and just understanding it.
Yeah.
And then with the meditation, I just wanted relaxation in a piece, and I didn't know what's a better way to show it than meditation.
Yeah.
And for the piece that Zaire helped me call title, which was Perpetual Motion, I just wanted my alien walking by something, and I thought, what's the best way to do it? And I love having references, so I have a reference to Zaire, which is which are the vinyls, because I made him walking in front of a music store.
Oh, nice.
And then Zaire put me on this guy named Vanilla, which I still listen to until today. And on my phone, my aliens on Spotify listen to Vanilla.
Shout out to Vanilla from the UK. You dope, bro.
Like, he's helped me and make so many tough pieces. And then it was just more like, okay, I got tired of the vaporwave sound, so I was like, fuck it, let's do a black hole. Let's change it up a little bit. You know, have fun with doing it. And then sometimes if I got too tired of doing like the vaporwave stuff, I said let's get raw. Let's do the monsters. Cause it was a good difference of just like, okay, you're seeing the love, you're seeing the talent, you're seeing the enjoyment. Now you're seeing a little bit more raw, a little bit more anger, a little bit more aggression.
Yeah.
So you get the best of both. Get what I'm saying? And the enjoyment part was just like, as I'm slowly getting used to doing this more frequently, I'm slowly getting more in tune with myself. And the more as I just grow up and I'm starting to like experience new things, I have so many more moments to show. Right? Like when I took that picture of you in New York, I didn't expect that to become an art piece that I'm doing now. But it looks tough, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. But tell me what you feel about it. Like, yeah.
Man, like I said, was like anything I'm gonna get for you, I'm gonna wait until it's done.
What do you mean?
Finish it.
Finish what?
The piece.
Ah.
But not back to what I was saying. You had Miss Thomas, who was the buy the books. You had Mr. Lenahan. You had Mr. Richardson.
Oh, that is sick.
I'll see if I can get a picture of the drawing that I currently have in progress on the screen.
You had Mr. Richardson, who was more of the I would consider him just like a free thinker. Not so much in terms of philosophy, but in terms of just like, who gives a shit? And then you had Mr. Fairfax, which I think like really, like, when did I have him? I think I had him 10th grade.
Fairfax?
Yes. Because I feel the next year I had Miss Thomas again. But for that 10th grade year, first day we were in his class, he gave us a whole calendar of like homework to do in a month.
Oh, wow.
I still have that.
First thing we had to do was, damn, I think I lost my shit. First thing that we had to do was, I remember this, we had to like just draw what was inside of our fridge. So I really just like sat there. I cheated. I took a picture because
nobody gonna pay that electricity bill.
So and then I just drew that shit, and I was just like really like working on it because Mr. Fairfax had like this high caliber of, I guess, like respect, and also because with the AP classes he was having around that time, those kids were like, yo.
I know exactly who you're talking about. The guy like who used to do dragons.
The guy who used to do dragons. The black girl who used to do like just hella weird like psychedelic shit.
They were the best part about them was that
so chill.
They were chill. They did their work, and there wasn't many of them. Yo, that kid who did dragons, I've always been like compared to him in a certain type of way, but like I never wanted to be. But I'm okay that I'm being compared to greatness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. So like Mr. Fairfax had this high level caliber, so I was trying to reach that, and like you said, like one day I think we were just talking, and he was just straight up like, no, he was just announcing this to the whole class, like, don't make artwork for me, make artwork for you. And like then I just got confused because, you know, I know how to draw, I know I can draw, but what do I draw about, you know?
Yeah.
Because your life and your life, Matt, are completely different from mine.
Oh yeah.
I've always been like sheltered in a sense. You know, I've never like had a day where I'm just out on the street with friends. I've never had a day, you know, I
used to have those days back
to like you know, like I was in the hood, but I was never in the hood.
Yeah, I get you.
So growing up and being around like that whole age between like 7th to like 12th, the idea that I wasn't doing anything with my time was slowly starting to get to me. Because, you know, let's be real. My nights would just end with me just sitting there alone, watching YouTube videos, just snacking and shit, beating off and then going to sleep and repeat the next day. And I always had, like, more of an interest in music. I don't know at what point in my life this was, but I just really started getting into like soundtracks and classical shit. And then I started getting like into classic movies like Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think we all get those phases.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like one day I was just downstairs and I just like started blasting. It was like Grandpa was like, "Oh, this is a symphony, huh?" Doing the nay and this shit. But I always kind of had more of a thing for music. And one year, I just grew like this obsession for just like old school grimy hip hop.
Like, you sucker. You sucker MC.
First album I listened to that just made me go like, wow, was just Wu-Tang. And this is like me in like 8th grade. Or like 9th grade or whatever, just now getting exposed to Wu-Tang. So I'm just sitting there, just like bring the ruckus. I want to bring the ruckus. So I just started focusing more on like music, but at the same time, like I had nothing going on around me. I didn't really know what to think about. So for the meantime, I just focused on making beats. So there was like this whole kind of year where I just drifted off from art, and I felt like I kind of just got stuck
Into music.
Like that summer just like came and then just went.
The summer of sophomore year.
Yeah, the summer of senior year, I believe. Like,
What do you mean the summer of senior year?
No, yeah, the summer of sophomore year.
Like, okay, this is a good way to put it.
No, it was the
summer of freshman year would be like the transition from
8th grade to freshman?
No, from freshman to sophomore.
It was the summer of sophomore year because this is the summer where I started working at Sonic and I got a laptop, and that was 2 years ago. So,
damn, Sonic got you that, bro.
One of what I think we can all agree on is that everything that we do, we enjoy it. It's not like we're doing things that our parents forced us to do, like some other people.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really happy about that because like what I'm doing in college, being a music major and education minor, it's two things I really love that will benefit me in the future.
I think that you would be an awesome teacher. The one thing I'm going to tell you is just don't be like Miss Crawford when it comes to.
Oh no, she's just very old.
But the one thing I'm going to say is, well, be the teacher that you never got.
Yeah, that's what I always strive to be. Like, I want to like make it better for the kids because I know they hate their teachers. They hate school. I hated it too. And look at me, I'm going back to school because I want to change things.
Yeah.
I believe in that. And I was always taught, like, hey, if you're going to start bitching about something, just do it yourself. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Just become a teacher.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But I want you to become one of the teachers that's, getting bank,
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit tough. That's why I'm pushing myself a little bit extra.
Don't fuck around and be a doc. Doc's Abraham Lincoln. That man's been around for a very long time.
But the thing is, he has a PhD.
I mean, that's something that you can slowly work for.
Yeah,
I want you to be the college professor that sororities let in.
What do you mean?
Like, you knock on the door like, hey, it's Professor! It's Professor! Yo, pass it the blunt!
Yo, give me that pussy! Next day.
Shut up, If my grandpa come up here, you're gonna be confused and mad because you're gonna be like, who are you?
I mean cats. Like,
yeah, I just came over from the bodega.
Yeah, they allow a crackhead in here. I'm sorry, I'll leave. I'm so sorry.
Bro, what?
Basically, after my year with Fairfax, then it was 11th grade, and this is when I started slowly trying to, like, get more into, like, making music and just trying to like do something. And one of my main issues was I didn't know what to write about, you know, because like I'm listening to rap and everybody's talking about, yeah, I got guns. I'm real because when I was 6, my dad died.
Yeah.
And then the next day, my little brother died. And then the next day, my mom got pregnant and then she died. I've been taking care of my whole family since I was 5. But I just said I was 12. I didn't have that kind of experience. So it's like, what am I going to rap about?
You never wanted to use somebody else's story?
I never wanted to use like somebody else's story because it would
feels wrong.
Authentic. It's
Yeah.
like, what do I have to say that's gonna make someone listen to me?
I think genuinely you have a story. I just think your mindset was like the kid from Dope.
What do you mean?
You feel like it was generic.
That's true.
Like the movie starts, and I believe like he was trying to apply for a college, and I think like the people told him to like tell him about him, and he was just like, I'm the typical. I'm the inner city black kid. Mom raised us. We didn't have that much money. Dad wasn't around. It's the same old, same old. Everybody got the same story. But the difference is about those stories is like how it happens, right? Because for me, I was both fortunate and unfortunate to have both parents. So I had my mom. They didn't live together, but they argued a lot.
Definitely.
One of my only experience, I think the only time I remember, the only memory I have of my mom and dad together is her trying to hit him with a crowbar. And when she hit him, my father grabbed it and turned it, and she fucking flew. She fell and hit the floor. And then she called the cops. That's my only memory with both of them together, which is an argument. My memories of my mother, that woman, I don't think she can ever get herself out of the shit that she's done to me. And for my dad's gone. The opportunities that he's had to fix all of his mistakes, they're done now because he's dead. He can't do anything now. So the only thing I have is lasting memories of him.
Which was that one bad one?
No. I have a majority just bad stories with my dad because the way that I see my dad and me, we would have been best friends if we grew up at the same time. Me and my dad would be best friends. And I can genuinely say that without feeling like I'm over-exaggerating, that I'm lying, nothing. I genuinely feel like me and my dad would be best friends.
Like, what do you mean, like, if you were at the same age?
Same age, same school. Like, if me and him were to meet up and we had classes together, I really believe that me and my father would be best friends.
Interesting.
But going back to just like telling stories, I just genuinely feel like I didn't know what to say, you know, I didn't know what to do. And then I was still making beats. And I think this was the same summer I got my laptop. I was listening to this one cat named Wiz Monty. Shout out to you. And because I was listening to another producer, Flying Lotus, and he had this crazy album called like Cosmogramma. So I was just like listening to anything that sounded like it, and eventually I came across him. I'm actually gonna play the beat right now.
Nah, chill. We ain't trying to get copyrighted.
Words.
Oh shit! But anyway, it was just hitting me. I'll be playing it. I'll stop in the bathroom, in the school. I'll be playing it in my sleep. And then eventually...
He was trying to do that yummy shit from, like, Justin Bieber. He's like, I'm gonna get your streams up.
Oh my God.
I ended up talking with Wiz, and now we work together, man, cool. But, you know, he started sending me beats, and then I was like, damn, I really have to start rapping now. And my first rap was just like, fuck it. This is some bullshit. And he sent me another beat. And I was like, let me be weird. Tell me why I ended up like rapping about the Joker and like Harley Quinn just smashing it out. Like that's what the song ended up being about. And then he thought it was hot, and I was like, oh, I bet. And then he sent me this one other beat, and I was in my history class, and I was just really feeling it, and like that was like the first time I just genuinely just put the pen down and just like, you know, like that feeling, like you just start drawing,
Like you just
and
have
it's
to.
like you're on autopilot.
You kind of got artist high.
Art high, yeah, it's just like
The artist high.
The artist
like,
high.
oh my god.
I mean, any true person that genuinely enjoys what they do, you're going to stop in the middle of what you do and get hype that you're doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Like
all
for
the
me,
time.
man, like when I'm starting a piece, I make this joke, but I'm so serious. Like if there was a camera in my room, the reason why my art pieces take so long is because I'm having too much fun while drawing. So like, I'll make one line, I'll get up, I'll be like, yeah. I'm gonna be like, yo, watch, when I put that other line, I'm gonna make the other line connect with the other line, then I'm gonna do 3 other lines, and watch this line come out tough. Watch this. And then like as soon as I make the lines, I go, I'll be like, yo, grandma. I'll be like, yo, grandma, look at this.
Alright, so thank God for the podcast.
Right, seeing what's going on. But no, I'll get up right after the lines. I'll be like, yeah, grandma, look at this. Look at this line. You see this line? I'm gonna make another line. After that another line, I'm gonna make another line, and watch this. She gonna go hard. Everybody gonna be like, damn, that line go hard. Watch. And you just be sitting there, man, hype, like, yo, I need some music to put on, bro. I'm getting too excited. And anybody who genuinely loves what they do, they have that type of enthusiasm while doing it.
What time that
Nah, I don't want to get. We don't want to get copyrighted, bro.
Nah,
We don't want to risk it.
How are you gonna get copyrighted?
I don't know, bro. What if later on in the future, you're big and you got a music company and they so happen to hear this and they strike it?
I'd rather be safe than sorry. Don't do it. Anyway, so what you were saying, like,
But
I had this.
if I'm like big and famous and they hit me, I'm just gonna be like, yo,
It's my channel. I'll get the hit.
nah. Nah. But anyway,
Wait, let me. So I was saying, right? Like how you guys were talking about.
I'm gonna kill you later. So it's cool.
You just got finished licking your nipple. Don't talk.
So yeah,
Bitch.
I had like this artist time where I was just thinking about this melody, and this just came up when I was fucking with the piano. And no, this is not copyrighted.
I went from like marriage to like vampire to marriage.
Yeah. And now watch.
Now Christmas. What's that marriage sound that I'm hearing?
That's just the way it sounds. It's
It's yet to continue.
I keep hearing like Merry Christmas and like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I'm just picturing somebody walking down an aisle.
I'm picturing like 2 vampires, they're old as hell and they're finally getting married. Like, oh, we married to 1997. 2000.
But overall, man, I don't know. I feel like with the love that we all have for our own passions, you know, I'm just hoping that we all become the best in our fields.
Oh yeah.
You know, because like the one thing that I'm pretty sure we'll all love to do is get our parent that get our parents that car that they wanted. Make sure that they don't have to worry about
That's true.
bills.
But I'm always afraid that we're not gonna afford that kind of thing.
No, like, you know, that's one idea, but it's always just like, I always like that idea of like the famous person buying their parent the car.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you did good. Like, just let that be the message. You did good. I appreciate you. Take the humble thing and enjoy the rest of your years.
When I get big, I'm dead ass gonna like buy my mom a big ass house. Like, that's your retirement home. And then like every Sunday, I'm gonna come over. She gonna make like some breakfast and shit. And we gonna smoke blunts. We're just gonna chill. And she's finally gonna get her piece.
For me, for my grandmother, bro, I just get her a new car. I make sure she has like half a year paid of bills, so she could just go ahead and have fun.
I would give her like a massage. Like send her to a massage place.
Nah, I'll just give her pocket change.
Not one of those Chinese places.
Nah, I'll just give her pocket change for her to like.
Matthew, be appropriate.
Nah, I'll just give my grandmother like some pocket change, so whatever she wants to go do, she can go do. But I want to make sure she will be driving in the best car the car that she's ever wanted. I want her to make sure she don't got to worry for no bills, you know. And I also want my grandmother to finally get out that shit show that we call a house. I want her to get out of that. I'm tired of her being like, oh, there are gunshots on Tuesday. Well, what's a surprise?
That's sad.
You know, like,
how would you accept these violence?
No, bro. At least like 5 people have died in front of me at this point.
No way.
I'm so. The saddest story. My aunt, she just got off of work. We were all talking in the house. We were making plans, and she still has her police guard. She still has her police uniform on. So we're just sitting and we're talking, and we're making plans. We're making plans, and all you hear is doop, 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 and I'm just like, we're all just like, yo, what is happening? Right? And we hear the gunshots. And I'm like, oh, not again. So, like, at this point, we're not even worried. We just don't want it to happen again. So we go outside. You got the people running away. They already done left. And you hear 3 people got hit. Now, I'm like, and I asked my aunt, where did they get hit? One guy in the leg. One was shot in the neck. And one was shot in the arm. The person who got shot in the neck had nothing to do with what happened. Basically,
He was a bystander.
Yeah, he was a bystander. Basically, the guys, they were selling on the wrong turf, and the guy just so happened to be leaving the store.
He was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
And he got shot in the throat. And he died. And it was sad because nobody expected that. He was a good, honest dude. Nobody ever had an issue with him. And he passed away. And when he passed, it was just like, damn, but you got the 2 shit faces who were selling drugs perfectly fine. And they left. And I remember they started carrying them on stretchers. And I told my little cousin, get back inside. She doesn't need to see this. She's too young. And my grandma's like, don't worry about it. No. I'm like, what you mean don't worry about it? My little cousin doesn't need to be seeing that. She was like, you're not her parent. I was like, no, I'm not her parent, but I'm the closest person to her. Don't let my little cousin see this shit. And I think that's why my little cousin likes watching like Attack on Titans and It and horror movies. She likes the blood. She likes seeing that shit. I'm like, yo, you're 7 years old. The fuck you seeing? You're watching stuff I don't have the stomach to see. And me knowing how she may be growing up, because nobody else went through high school during this time, because we grew up in this in between age where it was still old school and both. We grew up fast enough to get used to the new school.
Yeah.
And with my little cousin going through that, like, she's going to be going through stuff that we're not going to go through. Her first iPhone might be the iPhone 76 R Max Pro SRU. Trust me. Not when your phones get slower. Not when your phones get slower. But yeah, that's scary because that's my little cousin.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the only person that may be able to relate to her when math gets complicated and starts becoming more like literacy. You know?
Oh, those are the golden days, yeah.
And my grandmother was just like, we're going to let her stay here. But you see the bodies. But you don't see the blood. You don't see nothing. You just see them get carried in stretchers. And my aunt was getting pissed off because it's a crime scene. They need to find the bullets. They need to find stuff. And people are just walking by like it doesn't mean anything because that's how used to it they are. Some dude went over the caution tape, got his food from the from the chicken place and then went back home.
No.
Guess there was bodies still on the floor. He did not care.
That's abnormal.
That's how used to it everybody was. And it was like, it's sad seeing all this, but I want to make sure my grandmother doesn't have to deal with that no more.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm tired of like the fact that we gotta have like 9 locks on all of our doors. You know, when going to Puerto Rico, it's super weird because everybody basically keep their door open.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, for me to sleep, nah, you need a bolt cutter. Let's go to Home Depot. We need another one. We need to get locks for all the windows. Like, we need to make sure this is a fortress. You know? And I would hope one day my grandmother doesn't have to worry about that. But I hope that she lives long enough for me to get that goal so she can live her best couple of years. You know, it's sad that she has to wait like so long, but I hope that she gets a couple of more years. So she's able to see, you know, so I'm able to give her give back something that she's given so much, you know. And with all that, like, I'm not really worried about my aunts. My aunts can handle themselves. But I'll also like to see my siblings and see them do good too. I spoke to Miss Thomas about hopefully, you know, watching out for my little sister Jasmine when she gets into arts. And I hope that she gets accepted in. I don't want to tell Miss Thomas, even though it is illegal, to tell her, be like, oh, you know, make sure she guarantees in. Because I don't want Miss Thomas, one, to risk her job, and I want my sister to honestly earn her place in that school.
How old is your sister?
She should be a freshman right now in high school. She should be. I don't really know.
So she's like 14?
14-ish. That sounds about right. You know, and I'm hoping my sister is able to go to that school. But the alarming part is that school.
Yeah.
You got the basement. You got the roof.
You got the roaches.
You got the roaches. You got the Chuckies.
The Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, you know, you got the Chuck E. Cheese. You have some bad teachers. Yeah. You have terrible influences, and I want to know that my sister's strong enough to go through all that. You know, and I think at the end, bro, it would just be nice to make sure that all my family just lives the best life they possibly could. But the only part that I'm going to say some is, I mean, genuinely some of my family, because they all won't get that treatment.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody who showed me a cold heart, and there's a difference between a cold heart and tough love. So anybody who gave me like a very bad time, I'm not gonna worry. I hope you got enough money to make yourself good, but never ask me for anything. And if any of my family members that I hooked up gave them family members money, I'm taking all my money back.
You talking about your sister kind of got me thinking about my brother.
Your brother has potential, man. He's a good heart.
Not necessarily like for him, but just like how he kind of affects me. One day, you know, I wake up and it was a chill ass Saturday, cold as shit. So you stay inside. I was gonna play, you know, like Call of Duty all day. And, you know, I'm just brushing my teeth, and, you know, my mom and my little brother, they're just sitting right there. And out of nowhere, my mom is just like, Herman says that when he grows up, he wants to be like you. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, that's cool, but what am I really?
Yeah. So
going back to after I started, you know, rapping, I just, towards the end of 11th grade was when I really like started fine-tuning what I was trying to do. This was like the first year I was working at Sonic's, and all I was doing was I was just working weekends, but during the week, I would either just be making beats, or I would just be like listening to like mad shit, just like trying to do something. And all at the same time, I didn't want to go back to school. I was happy it was my last year, but it sucked that it was my last year because I had to go through that last year. And
Senior year?
Senior year.
Yeah, it was tough.
So
Really?
I was gonna get there now.
I didn't think that senior year wasn't hard. I just didn't want to go to school anymore.
Oh, no.
I was tired of, having to stay up at night and like do like essays on like a chapter of a book that will never finish and that will never understand the entire thematic context of that book.
That's the scariest part about college.
I was tired of, like staying up at night, like focusing on like math equations and problems. I was tired of that. I was just beat. It wasn't that school was hard. I was just done with it. I wanted to. This is when I was really like, yo, I really just want to start like boom, 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 making beats. So I guess like something inside of me just clicked to where I was just like, stop giving a fuck. But this is where we go to Mr. Lennigan, because he's really what kind of like sparked just self-expression. He was like, to paraphrase, and this is the first day, you gotta make something that matters to you. Whenever you make art, it has to have a message. And as a perfect example of like that philosophy, he has like a portrait of George Washington made entirely out of crackers.
I think he said like the first OG, like the first OG.
The first OG cracker, right? And that's brilliant. And that first day of class, I sat down and I drew like MF Doom's mask in like green and red. And then after that, I just started I slowly just started trying out new shit. Now I have a piece that I call the 1,000-yard stare. Yeah. And it's just like this old home dude just sitting in the middle, and he's just like looking onward. And there's like all these other people just looking at him, and they're like past interpretations of himself. This whole series started when I was still just like throwing things around, and I ended up drawing like this kid in a throne of balloons with just like mad neon shit around him, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And then this is when I started like drawing in from like my own experiences to kind of like give images more mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever like see that one picture and it's just like the subject is looking at you and you feel like there's something that they're just saying? Not like the Mona Lisa, and just how like it's mysterious because you don't know why it's smiling. I'm saying like it's mysterious because there's like subtlety in what is being evoked. So next thing I drew was the same character. Now he's kind of like a young boy, and he has like his pants tucked in, and he's just like sitting there like this, stiff as hell, with like a whatever you call that in anime, where it's not a frown or a smile, it's just like a squiggly line for a mouth. And then this was a genuine mistake. I went over his face in silver, and then I just did like the background, like red, yellow, orange. And that was kind of representing like childhood. And I was like, damn, this means something. Because when I was going to Maple Ave, one thing that I didn't like doing was tucking in my pants. And like, so every day someone will be like, you gotta tuck in your pants. Come on, bro. You have to look proper. You have to look, clean. And so like, just sitting there looking clean for these people, that's how you feel. It's like putting on this shiny mask of silver, like that it's like so vivid that when you look at it, it kind of like shines away. That you don't have to look at me now because I'm good.
Yeah.
Next piece that I drew was same character, and now he's kind of like a teenager, and he's just like sitting on like these steps, and he's just like gazing, and he's got like a joint in his hand, and
that'd be a good picture to do. That one for for another animation, like having like the sunset change. So like basically, the colors on them just change from like blue, yellow.
Yeah,
that would be a tough idea.
That would be tough. But next piece was just a kid just sitting there, and these feelings also come from work, just smoking that shit to be like, life is shit. And I just kind of need something to ease the tension.
Yeah.
Next piece I drew was of the same character, and now he's kind of got this like goatee, and he's like sitting in a library, and he's just thinking, he's just looking. I didn't finish it, but it was like he just had mad books behind him, and I think that was kind of representing gaining a wealth of information while at the same time being trapped by that information. There's a lyric. You guys should definitely listen to this album. It's called Pure Comedy by Father John Misty. And on the first line, he says, "The truest irony is how people's idea of being free is a prison of systems that they never have to leave." And I'm bringing this now back to that to be like, damn. Next piece I drew was irrelevant. So going back to the 1,000-yard stare, it was kind of a representation of, you have all this energy as a child, but slowly as you grow up, this energy just kind of goes away, and you start spending energy on things that you just don't know why you're doing. And then eventually, you're just sitting there just stuck, just looking forward. And all of your past versions of yourself are like, what are you doing? How did I get to this point?
Yeah.
And drawing that piece was really just a moment of self-reflection in that I need to do something with my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for instance, when, from the beginning of this podcast, when you start talking about, you don't know what to do, whenever somebody doesn't know how to be original, they just don't know at what point in their life which one to choose. They don't know which memory to start with. And for you, it was just it kind of took you a minute to look yourself in the mirror and just be like, all right, what's the next move? What is it that I want to do? For me, it just took Tamani to really hit me.
Because also, even more honest shit, when, and I think it's kind of maybe even distance myself further from art, in 11th grade where you said I dropped off, I was seeing your hustle, and I feel either I got envious or deep down I got scared, because this nigga has all this drive to just make this art effortlessly. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. And
I was just looking at the fact that you draw good all the time and not why, But now
it just got to the point for me to draw where it was just I kind of feel at this point I will always make a solid piece even if I don't care.
Yeah.
Now,
because you can make a solid ass piece about not
caring. The only thing is just at the end of the day, when I put that art away, or when I post it, or when I just have that moment where I just throw all my art on my bed and I just look at it and I just look and I'm like, what was the point of doing it? It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Hell, when I drew that piece of me and Spider-Man on the train, by the way, you can see it at agnationart.com.
Shameless.
I always wanted to be one of those. I always wanted to do that. When you see that piece, I call it, I believe I call it the idol, meeting your idols. And I never saw myself as one of those people who were if I saw someone famous, I'll go, oh my god, I love you, I watch all your movies. I'll just be like, yo, you you've helped me through so much. I appreciate the fact that you even exist. I'll just appreciate the fact that you're a human being at the end of the day, and you were able to tap into something. It took me a while to tap in. I thank you for that. I wouldn't want to be that OD. Hey, oh my God. I'm not one of those people. No.
Yo, I'm your biggest fan. No, I'm his biggest fan. Yo, last night, I am his biggest fan. I was feeling
But now, on some real, it was just like, I was just like, I would love to draw Spider-Man with one of my characters. Now it's different.
Yeah,
I'm not just drawing Spider-Man. I'm drawing him with my guy. You know, and that was just nice to do. It was just like, hey, I finally got a character to put with him. And for the piece about the Joker, the one thing that I liked the most about the movie was just the moments where he's dancing. He's not on rhythm at all. He's just moving like water, and I was like, that is so tough. Just the idea. Forget the politics in the movie. Just that one moment. It's him at his finest.
Because he just killed like 2 guys. His whole life, right, powerless. And then he finally has the power literally in his hands. And that's like his truest version of himself.
Yeah.
It's like just soaking in the misery until it becomes joy.
His life is a comedy.
His life is a comedy because
Yeah. This is going to be the first of many. We're excited to publish this podcast as soon as possible. We're gonna get Matt. We're gonna get Matt on again. We're gonna have some more guests. Just work with us.
I'm
gonna work on getting more people here. We're gonna work on it. Just the main thing is, like, for right now, as we're getting accustomed to both the adult life and working on this hustle, just work with us. Always, if you guys ever want to get in communication with us, we're always one message away. Again, the easiest way to contact us is on our websites. And just give it a check, check it out, give us input, any feedback. We'll just enjoy the fact that we just have people looking at it right now. Thank you again for tuning. You got any last words?
One last thing. I'm leaving to Boston on Saturday for 5 months.
5 months? Why 5?
So then
you're coming back in July.
Wait, why is your semester 5 months?
Is
I
it
thought
5
there were
months?
3.
4 months. I'm coming back in June.
Yeah. That's 5 months.
We should definitely try to hit up Asbury Park again.
Word.
I wouldn't mind.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Like, yo, long ass time ago, there was like a jacket here. Do y'all have it?
That'd be funny if you found it. But Zaire, any last things? This podcast is getting long.
This was just all about just trying to find like a sense of self-expression, and really at the end of the day, it's just kind of like taking a look at yourself and evaluating all of your pros and cons until you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, and also enjoy everything that you do in life. Ours is just depressing.
Oh yeah, be that person. Be like that person. Like I said earlier, be like, oh shit, that fucking line looks sexy. Watch when I put another line. Just you gotta enjoy it, man. That's one thing I had to say. Like you're really going to start enjoying life when you're able to appreciate the small things.
Exactly.
But again, man, I can't stress this enough. Thank you guys for listening. There'll be more coming out soon. Just give us some time. We're gonna be working on animations. We got some big plans. Again, if you guys want to contact us, check us out on our websites in the description below. Until next, doses.